Hey guys, and welcome back to our Toon Duelist YouTube channel. Today I want to show you a profile about one of the greatest or biggest Yu-Gi-Oh monsters Konami ever made. It's one of the Egyptian god monsters, is the Winged Dragon of Ra. So let's directly start with our main deck and begin with the monsters. Of course, our first card is the Winged Dragon of Ra by himself. I play 3 copies of him. He requires 3 monsters to normal summon. The normal summon of him cannot be negated, and when he will normal summon, other cards and effect cannot be activated. You can pay life points so that you only have 100 left, and this card gains 80k and defense equal to the amount of life points you have paid. And you can pay 1000 life points and target 1 monster on the field and destroy the target. So we move on with the Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere Mode. Also 3 copies. And he also requires, like the Winged Dragon of Ra, 3 tributes, but in this case you can use monsters from either sides of the field, so you can pick your opponent's monsters to normal summon this card on that side of the field. It's a really strong card because you don't destroy or target your opponent's monsters, so because you use them as a tribute, so that's hard to negate. And that would be also great in this deck, of course. And if you use the monsters from your opponent, you have to summon him on your opponent's side of the field, and then you get him back during the end phase of the next turn. He cannot attack, and your opponent cannot target this card for attacks or by card effects. And you can tribute a Sphere Mode and special summon 1 Winged Dragon of Ra from your hand, deck, from your hand or your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. And if you do this, you became 4080k and defense. Then we move on with the next Winged Dragon of Ra, is the Immortal Phoenix. It cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned by its own effect. If the Winged Dragon of Ra is sent from the field to the graveyard, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon him. Here, cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this effect's activation. And this card is unaffected by other cards' effect, and you can pay 1000 life points and send 1 monster on the field to the graveyard. And once per turn during the end phase, send this card to the graveyard, and if you do this, special summon 1 Sphere Mode from your hand, deck or graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. So as you can see, if you have the Phoenix in the graveyard and 1 Sphere Mode or 1 Ra on the field, you get in a loop, so you already have 1 of the Winged Dragon monsters, in the best case, on the field. Then we move on to the Guardian Slime. Copies. If you take battle or effect damage, you can special summon this card from your hand, and during the damage calculation, if this card battles an opponent's monster, a quick effect, you can make his card gain defense equal to that opponent's monster's 80k during that damage calculation only. And yeah, if this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can add 1 spell or trap from your deck to your hand that lists the card Winged Dragon of Ra in its text, and you can only use each effect once per turn. And because he is a level 10 Aqua monster with 0 ADK, you can tribute him to special summon the Egyptian God Slime from our extra deck. And you do not use any polymerization or something like that. So that's very good, but later I'll show you what this guy can do. So let's go on with the reactor slime. 3 copies. And during your main phase, you can special summon 2 slime tokens, but cannot normal or special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Divine Beast monsters. And during the battle phase, quick effect, you can tribute this card and set 1 metal reflect slime from your hand, deck or graveyard. And it also can be activated this turn. Then we move on with Ra's Disciple. Of course, 3 copies. When he is summoned, you can special summon up to 2 Ra's Disciple from your hand or deck, and can only be used as a tribute for a Slifer, Obelisk or Ra. And you cannot special summon monsters except by the effect of Ra's Disciple. You're also locked in him. So. And yeah, that's it for the monsters. We move on with our spell and trap cards. So the first spell card we play is the True Sun God. I play 3 copies. You can add 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand except the True Sun God, and monsters except the Winged Dragon of Ra cannot attack the turn they are special summoned. And once per turn during the main phase, you can send this card from the field or 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra Immortal Phoenix from your deck to the graveyard. Then send 1 Winged Dragon of Ra from your monster zone to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 the True Sun God per turn. It's a strong card in this deck because it's a searcher for the Winged Dragon of Ra or a card that mentions him. And you can send 1 Immortal Phoenix from your deck to the graveyard. And this is strong because you don't want your Phoenix in your hand, you want him as fast as possible in your graveyard. That's why I play 3 copies of the True Sun God. So then we go on with the next spell card with the Ancient Chant. Also 3 copies. You can add 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra from your deck or graveyard to your hand. It's also a searcher. And if you do this, you can tribute summon 1 monster during your main phase this turn in addition to your normal summon. So you have a second summon. By example, you can normal summon 1 Ra's Discipline, special summon 2 copies of him, so you have 3 on the field, then activate the Ancient Chant and can go directly with our second summon or normal summon in the Winged Dragon of Ra. That's really strong. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard, and if you tribute summon the Winged Dragon of Ra this turn, its original ATK and death become the combined original ATK and death of the monsters tributed from its summon. Then we play 2 copies of the Millennium Revelation. You can send 1 Divine Beast from a monster from your hand to the graveyard and add 1 Monster Reborn from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So a searcher for a Monster Reborn, that's great. And you can send this face-up card to the graveyard. This turn you can special summon the Winged Dragon of Ra from your graveyard with Monster Reborn, ignoring its summoning conditions. And during the end phase of the turn this effect was activated, you must send the Winged Dragon of Ra you control that was special summoned with Monster Reborn to the graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn. In a perfect case, it's not that hard that you have to send him to the graveyard because you have the Phoenix in the graveyard, so you can go in a loop, so that's why it is not really bad. And then yeah, we have of course one monster reborn. Then we play one blaze cannon. That's our first quick spell card. And one, the winged dragon of Ra you control gains the following effects until the end of this turn. And the card's activation and the effects cannot be negated. So the first effect, this card is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. The second one, when an attack is declared involving this card, you can tribute any number of other monsters that did not declare an attack this turn, and this card gains ADK equal to the tributed monsters combined original ADK until the end of this turn. And the last effect, after damage calculation, if this card attacked, you can send all monsters your opponent controls to the graveyard. Also the best condition to ODK your opponent. Then we have another quick spell card. It's Soul Crossing, 2 copies. And during the main phase, immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon 1 Divine Beast monsters. And when you do, you can tribute a monster or more monsters your opponent controls, even though you do not control them. But if you tribute summon this way, apply for the following effect until the end of the next turn. After this card resolves, you can only activate 1 card or 1 effect per turn, not counting the effects of Divine Beast monsters. Then we play 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More, 1 Foolish Burial to send the Phoenix from the deck to the graveyard, then 1 Super Poly, 1 RPS Feather Duster. That's it with the spell cards. Now move on to our trap cards. So we play 1 Sun God Unification. It's a continuous trap, and if you control a monster whose original name is the Winged Dragon of Ra, you can activate this card the turn it was set. And during the main phase, you can pay life points so that you only have a 100 left, and special summoned Winged Dragon of Ra you control gains ADK and defense equal to the amount of life points paid. And once per turn, you can tribute 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra and gain life points equal to its attack on the field, but cannot activate both of these effects in the same chain. But you have to pay attention that it only worked with a special summoned Winged Dragon of Ra. So for normal or for debut summoned Dragon of Ra, you cannot use the effect. Yeah, that's what you have to know. But as we have seen, we have many ways to special summon the Winged Dragon of Ra that we can use the effect of the unification. Then we play the Metal Reflect Slime. 3 copies. You can special summon this card in defense position as an effect monster. If it is summoned this way, this card cannot attack. The good thing is that it's an Aqua Water level 10 monster with 0 ADK. So as I said before, you can use him to go in a fusion summon for the Egyptian God Slime. So that's why I play 3 copies of him. Then we got 2 cards left, and these are 2 Imperms. Yeah, so that's it with the main deck. So now we move on with our extra deck. We start with our first and most important card in our extra deck. Is the Egyptian God Slime. We play 3 copies. You can special summon him from your extra deck by tributing 1 level 10 Aqua monster with 0 ADK. And this is the way we wanna summon him. He can be treated as 1 or 3 tributes for the tribute summon of a monster. So we have many easy ways to summon the God Slime and can use him as tributes for the Winged Dragon of Ra. So it's an easy way to go into our boss monster. That's why we play, of course, 3 copies. Then we got 2 more fusion monsters. 1 Prelude Plant Dragostopalia, and 1 Mud Dragon of the Swamp. These are super poly targets. Then we move on with our first Xyz monster. It's the number 81 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora. We need 2 level 10 monsters. Once per turn, quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card and then target 1 face-up monster on the field, and that target is unaffected by card effects except its own until the end of this turn. So all our raw monsters are level 10, so it's an opinion that we can use to go in this one. Then we play 1 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max, also rank 10 Xyz monster, and we need also 2 level 10 monsters, and once per turn you can detach 1 material from this card and inflict 2000 damage to your opponent. Then we have another Xyz monster, the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut Liebe. You can summon him with or by using 1 rank 10 machine Xyz monster you control. So all the other 2 Super Dreadnoughts are rank 10 machine, so we can first go in the number 81 or in the Gustav Max, and then we can move on to the Juggernaut. Then we have 2 more Xyz monster, 2 rank 4 monsters. One of them is the number 60, Lugaris the Timeless. You need 2 level 4 monsters and can detach 2 materials from this card and activate 1 of the following effects. You can skip your, or you have to skip your next draw phase and draw 2 cards and discard 1 of them. The second effect, you can skip your next main phase 1 and also specially summon 1 monster from your graveyard in defense position, or you can skip the battle phase of your next turn, double the ATK of 1 monster you control until the end of this turn, and yeah, you only can use this effect or 1 of these effects once per turn. Then our last Xyz monster, the number 41, the Goose card. Once per turn during your standby phase, detach 1 material from this card. If you cannot destroy it, this attack position card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and your opponent cannot target this attack position card with effects. And while this card is in face-up defense position, change all face-up monsters on the field to defense position and also negate the activated effects of monsters that were in defense position when that effect was activated. Then we play 2 Nightmare cards, 1 Unicorn and 1 Griffin, and our last card in the extra deck is also a Link monster. It's the IP Masquerena. Yeah, that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please leave a like, subscribe and a comment, and see you next time. Bye bye.